Be out there playing Xbox. I'd hear you. Oh, yeah, you like that? Yeah. Like, I don't remember a lady going in there.
Is there a pod you don't talk about my loud sex? He sets it up. I know he's got to check.
It's ridiculous.
Is it?
Dude.
He's the loud one?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's loud or she's loud?
And then there's just some lady in there like, Dude, I'm out there. I'm just trying to get Sunderland to the Premier League, dude. I'm doing nice stuff.
Dude, it is crazy. I didn't expect you to have such pace. The rhythm.
That's the final lap.
That's the final lap.
I thought you'd be doing like, yeah.
How long?
The first heat.
How long?
And then there'll be a nice little pause.
Yep.
And then it'll be. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah. You wouldn't believe
How
it.
long is start to finish thing?
Well, he's usually fucked up, so it's like an hour.
Yeah,
it's an hour of some lady getting fucking ruined.
I'm trying to get her job at Stump.
And then she comes out. And it's like, hey. I'm like, hit her with the Forrest Gump. I'm like, dude. We moved in upstairs. Me and my lady moved in upstairs, right above their living room. Our bed is above their living room.
Just like a
So
different
the
apartment.
first night we had sexual intercourse up there, I knew they could hear it. So in my head, I was like,
That's gotta be.
we gotta put on a show. Dude, my pace is like,
It's old school. It was a metal bed frame.
there's no rhythm.
It was a metal bed frame. Just
Nice and quiet. Well, I tried to slow it down for you guys. Otherwise, I would have been killing it.
It's such a mind fuck knowing all your boys are listening.
He's downstairs going,
Yeah, it's literally not. It's never about the woman. So
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it.
yeah, the second day, the first day you guys said you could hear it. And I was like, we can't.
Chris couldn't get hard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, it's too late now.
And then,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
The problem is Tommy's so retarded. He just regurgitates stories wrong.
No, he's
well, don't be mean.
Well, is your dick hard or not? That part probably is true.
My dick's great.
How about that one
perfect working
time?
bird.
What?
One time, me and Chris brought two girls.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah.
And we get done the next morning. First of all, my girl ran down the street when she got out.
Really?
She ran down the block, and I was like,
I'm free.
I was like, yo, that's not good. Turns out she was late for work. Okay. Praise Allah. Praise Allah. But got back in there. Chris was in his bed. I walked in. I was standing in the doorway. I was like, how was it? He was like, it was great. I was like, yeah, me too. And then like 20 seconds later, I was like, I couldn't get hard. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. And it was a thing where I was like, could you just blow me for a little bit? She was like, I don't suck dudes' dicks on the first one.
That's. I mean, honestly,
We're either in
you're a
this
chick.
together or we're.
You're out. You meet this guy. The first night, you're gonna suck his soft dick for a while. I think I'd probably say no to that too. The Diva Cup conversation blew our minds and many of our listeners' minds.
Really?
Yeah. Did
Well,
you? Do you?
What's the Diva Cup?
Exactly.
What's the Diva Cup?
Crazy.
Rosebud
This
Diva
is
Cup looks like
crazy.
a
This is
one of my
100-year-old
favorite
well.
stories ever told on our podcast.
What is it?
Would you? I swear to God, he keeps doing these. He keeps getting these zingers in, and everybody's just driving right over them.
Welcome to Mike Cannon's
and
career.
It's pissing me off.
Just that is Mike Cannon's life in a nutshell. He always crushes it.
So
Nobody's there to
sad.
see it. Well, we are fucking. The rest of us are
pissing me off.
skyrocketing. And every time Mike crushes, the industry walks right out of the
Cannon,
They're like, man,
stand
I'd
up
love
for
him if he
something."
wasn't great. All right, let's get going.
Jesus Christ.
No, the Diva Cup, Chris. There's a whole new product out there for the ladies.
Will you tell the
It's like
story again, please?
it's a rubber pussy bucket cup.
We rebranded it as the rubber pussy bucket
So
cup.
it's a rubber. That guys.
That-
It's like a sex toy
No,
for guys.
no.
It's for
No.
the period.
It's for your period.
Okay.
So instead of a tampon, you put a cup up your pussy, and
it goes
Let it fill up.
around the
and
cervix.
it basically like suctions itself to you, and then you pull it out. But mine got stuck.
It collects your shrapnel.
Yeah.
So what? Do you have to get it like surgically removed? How'd you get it out?
No, I had to like give birth to it. I had to
shit.
I had to like push. I FaceTimed McCalla. She talked me through it.
After calling in Andy
I was like,
for
you
help.
convinced
Wait, what?
me. Yeah. Also, I asked Andy for help, and he pushed it further.
But how is that better than a tampon?
Fucking
Did
guy.
it spill when it came out, or did it say?
That's what I never understand.
Was it like a game of flip cup where you just?
No, it spills. It like spills.
But why is that better? Why is that better than a tampon? What's the difference?
It's not better than
Because it
that.
grows its guys
And
out.
then they're supposed to reuse it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yuck.
I would absolutely kill myself.
It's
if I was
not
a chick.
better. I tried it one time. I was like, let me just, there's like every time a new like menstrual thing comes out, you get all your girlfriends are like, I'm on this. It's great. Try it. And you're like, oh, it seems. And then I tried it, and I was like, this is not worth it. I thought I was gonna have to call the fucking ambulance or something. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
It seems like walking, like if you had to
almost punched
walk
a
with
hole in
a
my
full
wall.
cup, like a pint of glass of water that's filled up to the top and you have to walk straight, but it's inside of you. How have you
Well, and the
ever
cup
not-
like bends. Like it's like it bends.
That's what makes it
But when you
worse.
take it out, it's a cup. Like you have to dump it in the toilet
Yeah,
or
but it's
whatever.
not like
glass.
filled
walk
with
around
high
with it?
C. It's filled with like your
Dude,
body.
if I was a
Yeah.
girl though, I would take that. I would just prank people and throw it in people's faces or make believe like, oh,
I
no,
mean,
just kidding.
There's so many options that you could do. I mean, there's plenty of things you could.
Do you walk with it in though?
Huh?
They
You
leave
walk
it
around with it in.
For 12
No,
hours.
I like this
sit
too. That
down.
it's like
walk with that
No,
guy?
it comes with a wheelchair.
I'm the guy who's like, oh yeah.
I just fucking foist myself around the city.
Sorry guys, I'm
I could build a boat. I could build a boat and go across
so
the
much
ocean, but I
easier.
can't understand what's going on right now.
It's like you have to see a picture of it. Or something.
I mean, I
It looks like a funnel. It looks like a
watched a
funnel.
YouTube
Is this the
tutorial
Gwyneth
and I was
Paltrow
like,
shit?
Huh?
very,
very much.
Oh, is it really very? No, but I mean, I'm saying it's
That's the
right
shit
up
she
her
does,
alley.
I feel like
It's just to save like the paper from
it's a
tampons,
step
right?
above.
Did you
free
do
bleeding.
it like, did you get, sponsor your podcast or something? Or
The
you got
rest
it
of
for
this
your,
show is
like,
gonna
where
be.
did you get it?
I like how this show is now just
No, I
us
just
asking
tried
like,
it.
Just tried it.
I was just
what
like,
is
yeah.
the period?
It's like fine.
The Diva Cup, there it is.
That's it. See?
It looks like a martini glass.
Oh!
Yeah, it's like a wine
like a
glass
little
without the
funnel,
bottom.
yeah.
The thing is that it doesn't come with that many. This thing isn't that long. Like
It looks like one of
it's
those
like
things you send
this
into
long.
the sky in Fiji.
Like it stops there.
With
There's
Leo
no-
DiCaprio on the beach, yeah, you're like,
your wish.
It looks like. Have you ever seen? You can fill it up.
I've talked about this. I love him. So the person I'm dating, he can like fuck like 4 times a day, and he comes a full load. And I feel like I invented a man. Like
king shit.
he's 34.
Show off.
I've never met a man over the age of like 32 that can do that.
Like king shit.
That was subconscious.
Oh my god.
That's the worst part. You didn't make it better.
Four over like you said a day or like 4 in a night. You know, like
The first time we
like morning to noon, then you get together later at night. That's one thing.
We've
Is it
done
like
it 4 times in a night,
Yeah.
4 times in a day. But it's a very new relationship. That shit's not gonna last. He's gonna get it like once a day. You know, after that.
He's bald, and bald guys have more testosterone or something. There's a thing about if you
Really?
have, yeah.
That's like saying
like-
falling upstairs is good luck. Just trying to make you feel better.
Right.
Yeah.
You're so manly, bro.
That is so true.
No, it's real. Bald guys always are super like horned up. Like
Okay.
I used to fuck this bald guy.
Oh, wait, by the way, let me understand. Are we talking like he shaves his head because he's bald, or like we're talking George Costanza balding? Like,
They've
He's
lost
fucking bald.
their hair, so they had to pick it.
Yeah.
It's
so they do take care of it though. You're not
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
a guy with like the ring.
No.
Okay.
Like a Bernie Sanders.
That's what I mean. Like people, the people who don't like you knew you were like I'm taking it down, right?
Right.
The people who let it just like be is weird. to me.
I do
That's a
feel
terrible
for
idea.
guys like when they're in that, because not every guy's meant to be like a Vin Diesel. Like when they're in that
Yeah.
middle stage,
Yeah.
they're just like a guy that works like middle management at Salesforce.
I
He's like, I'm
don't- I
supposed to
can't just
bick
be
my
like-
head. Yeah.
That is
You guys all have like a good flow going. Good for you guys.
Thanks. Yep.
Not,
All
you,
day.
not
No,
you,
no, no,
but-
We'll stop it right there.
No, but sex works
Great
for
fellow with you.
Yeah, it works too. I love a bald guy. I love fucking bald guys.
Okay,
You're,
great.
you're fucking manly.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
testosterone.
I
I feel like this middle ground that you're describing is me. I feel like
No.
no.
First of all, you're not
bald up there.
You're through the like. You're in a good place.
You are.
You think so?
I'm not
Yeah.
even bullshitting.
Oh
Like-
no, you
like
don't need to worry, make any decisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what I'm talking about is when there's like still hair. If you were like trying to comb your hair and
Like
cover
strands.
spots,
Right.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
Forward,
You're
yeah.
a realist.
4 guys with
Yeah.
good flow.
Which
on
we
this.
have to do.
That's it. It's just
love
4
it.
guys with great hair talking to
You
2
guys
pretty
look
girls.
great.
That's happening right now.
Yeah, all of you
Okay,
look
but wait.
great.
So where were we? So you're fucking the bald guy. What happened?
You'll get.
Oh, you know what? I
You'll
misspoke. I used to hook up with this bald guy, and I we were making out like heavy, like he was really like into like sexual, like we were like, I don't know what to say. We had like jerked him off and stuff, but I was like wanted to fuck him, and then but I didn't want to date him.
Okay.
So one night I was like, he lived next door to me, so I was like, I'm gonna turn this into a booty call situation. So what I did, I got really drunk at the bar, and I put on lingerie and like a trench coat, and like went down there, and like he was in the shower, and I like sat on the counter. Like I was like, I am
Holy you set up a fucking movie.
I know. I was wasted. And bottom line, we started hooking up, and I started to feel like something was like a little weird. And like again, I was like, my reflexes were slow. I was kind of drunk, and before I knew what had happened, he had like kind of rubbed his dick in between my butt cheeks and came on my back, and then told me he was a born again virgin. So it didn't work out with the booty call.
That accelerated so fast.
Yeah, I was wearing a trench coat, and then I was getting my butt titty fucked.
It was
like,
wild because he was so sexual, but I was like, is this a thing? And I was a little bit younger. I was like 25, this is like last year or whatever, but like I was like, I never had a guy like like titty fuck but butt cheek fuck. And then come on my back, and then I was like, something is weird here, and I kept trying to get him to penetrate me, and that's when he was like, you know, it got weird, and then the next day I got a text of like,
I'm a born again.
I'm like, yeah.
Wow. That's a move.
But then he said, I still want to date.
Blocked.
Absolutely not happening.
Were you like laying down and he like gets on top of you and titty fucks your butt cheeks?
Yeah, there was one point where I was like kind of like standing. It was like how you do doggy style.
Right, but he
positions.
just was doing cheeks.
Yeah, like I was like.
And were you kind of like, okay, like that's like,
yes!
put it in and
and then
I'm
my
more
spray tan was
curious,
gone.
how'd you react to the born again?
Luckily, it was like over text. I was with a guy friend having lunch, and we like died laughing. And
Yeah,
he was like, that's why your
so you laughed in his
situation didn't work
face
out.
and never talked to him again.
I didn't laugh in his like. I was just like, I think we should probably just be friends.
Yeah, respect your wishes, but that's then we're
Yeah,
not gonna
but
be.
he was like a next door neighbor, so I just saw him all the time.
Oh my god, what a nightmare.
You like staying
That's what I
strong?
was gonna say. It's a very dangerous move to fuck your neighbor. It's
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't have any other choices.
It was going to be perfect.
You have to.
Yeah, Rayna knows.
sometimes you are physically incapable of saying no.
Sometimes you have another option. Sometimes it's COVID and you haven't like seen another dick. I mean,
Or sometimes it's in Australia when you're taller.
Rayna fucked a homeless guy who lived on a roof for a while.
He wasn't homeless. He lived in my building.
You're like, I always see him on the roof without shoes on. That's not homeless, bro.
I can't believe
Been stuck up there for 6 months.
This has been going on so long.
Yeah. Wasn't he Australian or something?
You have a good memory. Yeah, I never saw him with shoes on. I never had his phone number for the first year.
Legitimately, I was joking, but now you're fucking homeless.
This guy just doesn't have a phone. I don't think he told us the phone number thing.
Guys, I went to his apartment. We've been sleeping together for a year and a half. I went to his apartment on Joe Biden Day. I went there. I saw it. It exists.
That was just some dude he knew they were out of town.
There's a lot of surfboards.
He's like, all right, I know this family is going to the inauguration. Fucking sneak in. Yeah, he weirdly wasn't in any of the pictures.
Right.
Totally. He's like, this family was super Democrat. They're in the park celebrating. I'm going to go take over that apartment.
Wow.
No, I don't recommend it. I had to ghost him during COVID in my own building. It's really tough to ghost a person during a pandemic in your building.
That's
It's like, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Rayna just told him,
have
she's
a
like,
home.
I'm going to Pittsburgh, and then just never went.
Yeah, I told him I was going to my parents' house.
And
He's
then
like, how
did
is
you
it?
run
And
into
I
him?
was like, it's great.
Wait, how long
yeah.
did that go on for? Because I would
6
love
days.
to be in 6 days.
Before he saw me in the building.
Oh, okay. All right. I think you're gonna say you. See, I would have never left. I was sitting there for months, been like, oh my god, I wish you were seeing the 3 bridges with me right now.
The Pirates game. I can't wait till the Pirates come back. I mean, so were you
Did
like...
you know this is where they shot Batman?
Were you like, would you get out of your door and be like, checking the hallway? Like,
Well, he lives in
an...
so the only way that I could promise myself, I know that he wasn't going to be in the elevator, is he does live above me. So if the elevator was coming from a floor above me, I wouldn't get into it.
Oh my God. That's
Wow.
So if I called the elevator, I made sure
Elevator
it would just come
would've
to
been
mine.
tough.
And then, the elevator's tough. And I still run into him, and I always overshare. Like, I never
Well,
mean
no, like,
to, and I
yeah.
just start talking endlessly. And
Yeah.
it's so humiliating.
But she ran into him with her new guy.
Oh, no.
He was wearing a giant
Good.
hat
You
with a
good?
feather in it.
I'm good, yeah.
Wait.
Guy with a giant feather.
Your guy or the homeless guy?
Leveled up with a feather in his cap?
Yeah, he's.
Wait, we're still talking about the homeless guy?
Yeah, so
Holy shit,
he lives in
okay.
my building. My new boyfriend met him.
Okay.
It was very uncomfortable. And I wasn't gonna let him know that was the guy I fucked in the building because he was wearing like a neon green jacket with a dragon on the back of it. He had a huge hat with a feather hanging up out of it.
These are all things that he collected from like the
street.
This guy might not be a homeless. This might be
True.
mystery.
He's a janitor.
Well, actually, as we're talking
Sounds
more,
like a
this
Grand
dude's either
Theft Auto
homeless or like
character.
a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
I was
he
gonna
is-
say pimp, maybe.
yeah, like something next
He
level.
definitely dumpster dives for his clothing or something. But
like
I
the
wasn't
Joker.
gonna mention to my boyfriend that that's who I slept with because it's too embarrassing. But like he could tell from the interaction like that was the guy.
Oh, you
And
could
he was
tell.
like,
The
Rayna?
energy, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Strong.
And was he like, he's just cool with the fact that he's dating a girl who fucked a homeless guy?
Yeah, he just lets me be. You know?
He would be cool. He's cool like that.
Yeah. Just like whatever.
He fits in our life really
Chill.
well. I can't date anybody that Ashley doesn't like. I mean, seriously, I can't. Like,
He's not threatening to me.
We told you before we started
Yes.
filming that Kelly and I had a very half and half trash moment. And I don't know, since I've come on, has anybody else been 50-50? Because remember, I was the first 50-50 split.
You were the first kind of, I remember that because it was like private school, but you bumped Lil Wayne on the way to school.
I almost
You're
had
right.
the
We were young back then too. We're
That's
much
true.
better at
That's true.
detectives.
Well, I was
I was
playing,
still rookie cop on the beat.
I was playing the harp as a kid, but then I was also
That's
coming
what
back
it
to the
was.
office to get a tattoo from my coworker.
That's what
you
it
know?
was.
So, But so a bar that we frequent around here, they just started selling corn dogs just for Barstool people. Just for Barstool. It's on the secret menu. You have to go in and you say, I work for Barstool. This was a Rhea thing. Rhea asked the owner of the bar to do it. Kelly and I went the other night, and she had champagne, or Prosecco, and
Which
I had
later
a
I found
nice-
out came out of a can, by the way.
Yeah.
So keep that in,
and white
keep that in
wine
mind.
and a corn dog. How trash is that?
Yeah, what do you
Now
think?
we were drinking out of like nice
I
wine
love the
glasses.
idea of, like,
Yeah, I had
wouldn't
a
even-
champagne. I had a champagne
this is a
flute in one hand and a
multi-layered
corn dog.
question, but sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, like, I white wine and a corn dog sounds like a punk rock album name
It
or
is.
something.
Listen,
Yeah,
but I mean,
like a
I-
duality of
I-
corn dog.
I've now-
Chocolate covered starfish and hot dog flavored water.
The first time I did it was last week before I went and saw Shane Gillis, and I was like, I don't really want to eat because I know we're going to eat there. But then I was like, what? White wine and corn dog, actually pretty good. So I went out of my way the other night with Kelly to do the same thing.
Listen, corn dogs are trash.
Yeah.
For sure, through and through. Delicious, but trash.
But I don't know how much, just battered and fried? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just a hot dog. They stick it in like a
And then you just
pint
dip it
glass.
in. Oh, Kevin.
Of
We gotta
that.
go to the bar right after this.
Yeah, I mean,
Kevin,
they're good.
they're
right?
so good.
You've
The
never
bar,
had a corn
I don't
dog?
think so.
the bar is that one across the
Can I
street.
say something about corn dogs though? I know that, and I said this to you. Corn dogs are delicious until you get too close to the stick because then it tastes like trash. Like it really tastes
I
like
don't
garbage.
think-
Like
wood?
you gotta, the wood. You gotta
get
pull
it
it
all
Well, that's
out.
because you
Yeah.
don't that's because you don't dip it in anything.
No, I dip it in ketchup.
Oh, you
I
do?
dip it in some ketchup and,
Oh,
and
you do
mustard if
ketchup?
it's
No.
around.
Yeah, I dip it in
Like,
ketchup.
But the fact
I'm
that
a
you're
ketchup
ordering off
person.
this secret menu
It's
is
very
classy.
is
It's
very
very classy.
cool.
But this
It's
complaint,
cool.
this
Yeah.
complaint of the wood making corn dogs taste bad has been a complaint of mine for years. Like every corn dog I've ever had is like, I'm getting too close to the stick. Like you can't eat it off the stick. You have to pull the stick out, otherwise you can taste the wood.
Right.
And it tastes like a popsicle. You know
Yeah, I
how
know
popsicles
what you
taste,
mean.
but with
Yeah,
hot
popsicles.
dog,
Yes,
and
yep,
it's
yep,
gross.
yep.
It gives you that earthy fairground taste.
Yeah, I don't love that. I
That's
don't
what
love
you're
that.
looking for.
You
I
just
don't
put
love
more
that.
ketchup on it. That's all
Let
you
me
have
say
to do.
that ketchup or mustard. Mustard would be the
Mustard.
more
Mustard.
I know.
the
Brown
Can I-
mustard.
class
can
brown.
someone
Yes,
tell me-
brown
Brown
mustard.
mustard.
But let me say this: I don't want
Right,
you
say
to
this
fret.
first.
You're drinking white wine with
Right,
it.
yeah.
The batter is actually a version of pancake batter, which if you put pancake batter and prosecco together, you're at brunch.
Holy
There's
shit!
nothing wrong with it. So you're a splash of orange
Excellent.
juice away from being pretty classy.
Listen to this.
That's all I needed to hear.
the way
And
his
the
brain
hot
works
dog,
when
the
it
hot
comes
dog's
to
basically
food.
bacon.
Yes, I mean,
Onion,
and
bacon,
also,
pancakes, and
it's
mashed
so-
Oh, eggs, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not bad.
It's so
Howdy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got
I've
it.
ordered it.
One time I ordered in Montana, and I just remember being like,
You got a hooker in Montana?
dude, I made a fucking decision, and it wasn't the right one.
Also,
That's spit.
sex work is a respectable.
Yes, it is, Chris. Shut up. I knew there wouldn't be that many options.
Right.
So I was like, mature. I'm a big mature lady fan.
Big
Vision-
mature?
Big mature.
No. I'm
You're a big fan of mature.
mature ladies.
Yes. I know.
And I ordered ordered one in.
seen it.
Oh boy, it was not. It was like
She was Montana mature.
Montana.
Fucking Yellowstone, bro.
I had to turn it away.
Yeah.
Turn her away. I'm just gonna
he's
ask.
that
Did you
bad.
pay her? See, dude, I would.
But I was like, he left. I don't know what happened.
Somebody said
That's a good angle.
left.
Somebody
My buddy
sent
must have done it. He's gone.
a hooker to Portnoy once. He did this Instagram live series where he would unbox all the shit that people were mailing to him, and somebody sent him a hooker, and I don't believe she was very attractive, and he also didn't want to hook her.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was like at the peak of the unboxing.
Man,
so
if somebody sent me a hooker, I'd be like,
Yeah, who doesn't want to
thank
hook her?
God. What a nice treat. I can still maintain I've never.
You've
gotten
never done it.
I've
You don't have
never
to worry
done it
about the
once.
shame.
But
you
if
know?
somebody, there was like when McCusker.
It's respectable.
McCusker bought 2 flashlights.
and it's like, well, I got
Oh, yeah.
I have it.
And he was like, "You want the other one?" I was like, "Yes." Perfect.
Did you clean it and maintain it and keep it?
Nobody's
did,
gonna
but
do that.
I did.
No.
You gotta- as soon as you
I used it
finish,
once,
you
that
gotta
was it.
shower. You got to shower right
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't bring myself to do that. I used it and like
Yeah, I
a
did
fucking.
Chris left it in the fucking shower.
Yeah.
I got in the shower. I was reaching for the shampoo.
Look, he's gonna defend himself.
I know.
on
He's
this.
gonna be like, "What?"
It was just a sex
Then he
toy.
comes out.
It was just a big rubber tube of my
Yo,
cum. What's
I'm-
the
Yeah,
problem?
I rinsed it out. It was in the shower.
Eyes and a big
So you
deal.
rinsed it and then just left it, you forgot about it?
Yeah.
And then I'm obviously.
Band-Aid was in the
you know
shower
what
this
I was?
morning.
I was on the couch bringing Sunderland back to prom. What's
wrong with that?
Chris comes out.
what
I'm
it
like,
is?
dude, do you see what you left in there? He comes back out, dripping onto the floor, out of the fleshlight. He's like, "What? Dude, there's soap in there." I was like, "That's the grossest thing I've ever seen." That's
guys are
fuck
so
you, Chris.
paranoid.
Dude,
What's gross about
I
that?
can't imagine the den you're gonna live in when I live. It's gonna be
No,
unbelievable.
you two are together, baby. Bert and Ernie over there.
Fuck, my eyebrows too.
You guys really are Bert and Ernie.
The height difference.
Perfect. Bert and Ernie.
Oh man,
Wow,
this is
I
a
never put that together. Take a look at Bert and Ernie.
Wait, who
Jeopardy and that guy coming in and all this in his past.
son of a bitch?
Yeah, you know, and I was like, how are you gonna mess up Jeopardy? But it's like, but yeah, and like the thing is, anybody could get that point across like this. But when you're like, I can't believe this, and when you talk and you get that energy,
Right.
people are like,
But
yeah.
it took me a while, man. Like in the
It's
beginning,
not
it was
overnight.
so awkward on camera.
More
and
used
I
to
couldn't
writing,
do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst is like even when I first started, I hate just being in front of a camera. Like when I don't mind talking in front on a mic. I was in the UFC. Hey, give me a microphone. There's thousands of people, and I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say something. That's fine. But when you're like on camera, hey, these are your bullet points. This, that, and you're like. Yeah, like that. I feel like I'm on casting couch. You know? I know I just have to say something. I'm nervous and I don't know what to do.
Let me ask you this: as a fighter that's literally been in there in the UFC in the highest of pressure situations, do you feel as much pressure like when you're in Gorilla tomorrow, waiting to go out in front of 80,000, or is that kind of calm, cool, collected? I've been here.
Now, when it comes to wrestling, I love wrestling and like fighting. That comes natural to me. It's like that's just second nature. The promos, though, especially if they want me to say certain things, because sometimes I just, especially with the crowd, people are chanting, and I'm like, yeah. Here's the mic. I'm like, bro.
And then you get the pop. Yeah.
But
that's all you
then
have to
maybe
say.
dance. And while I'm dancing, I'm like, what am I supposed to say? That's right, Randy's there. Hey, Randy, you know, whatever.
Have you ever forgotten your lines?
No, but Randy forgot his lines one time, and I asked him what his next line was, and everybody copped
like,
on.
What's my line? What's he got?
Yeah.
Botchamania, yeah.
Sometimes you get carried away though, and you're like, what was this? Even in an interview, it's like, what was I saying again? Yeah. Like, what was the point of this conversation? But that's what's real life for me, you know. Irish people just have to, they say gift of the gab, but we just like to talk and hear ourselves talk a lot, you know what I mean? Especially with a couple of pints, but like, yeah, I'll just go off down the road and be like, hang on a second, what was the point of this conversation again? But yeah, that Randy, no, that was a joke. But of course, I've gotten it a couple of times. But you just have to improvise and you know, and just
find your way
work
back.
your way around the cul-de-sac. It's like driving down a dead end, and you get to the road, and there's like a little one of those like circles. You just drive around the circle, and you just come back up, and then you take the left that you're supposed to take earlier on. You know?
Sometimes you hit a 3-point turn. Whatever, you got to get back on.
I can't do 3-point turns. Huh?
Just say bro.
Yeah, just yell bro and see how the crowd reacts to that.
I'll say fella.
There you go.
I'll say fella.
Debate about this last week, I guess it was. Would you? I guess we were talking about it from a guy point of view. Would you rather a guy come a lot or come a little, not come at all?
Thank you so much for seeing me.
She was like, I will defer to the queen.
Queen of cum.
Queen of cum.
Right at Greenberg. Oh my God. I feel like my moment is happening. Okay, are we talking like the amount of times per day or the?
Oh my god!
Yeah, you like a single, single
I like
incident.
a lot of it, like
Yeah.
medium to large. I don't like a venti.
Yeah.
I just want to grande today. No, this is the clip you guys are gonna use. I love cum. I like cum talk. I like a lot of.
You like to hear about quantities of cum.
Yeah. I like
Right.
to hear
Okay.
about
So
it.
I want to call buckets, girl.
Yeah, I like to hear
okay.
about it. Yeah, I guess.
But then when it comes down to it, you want it also?
Yes, I want it.
Okay.
I used to date somebody that didn't come a lot, so I'm like scarred from it. So now like I want it all the time.
Meaning like just not a lot each time, or like sometimes no time.
Yeah, just
Like,
not
nothing
a
at
lot.
all?
Like nothing
Right.
was coming out.
I mean, when I'm.
What do you mean?
His stomach is getting weaker and
Is it
weaker.
because of the
now you can't
It's
even talk
because-
about John. Our
No,
career is fucked if you can't.
Fine,
talk about
fine. I'll say what I'm thinking about the fear factor thing.
Oh, they drink. Oh, guys.
Oh my god!
He is.
Have you never seen
This
this?
is he'll throw.
He gets
Like if I push him, he'll puke.
Don't.
I'll do it. It's like on Fear Factor. You know what I'm talking about when they had to drink the quart of.
He's like Dixie D'Amelio, who just throws up at everything.
He gets gagged.
On Fear Factor.
Once I get it down, we're good. We're good.
The reason why Fear Factor got kicked off the air was because they drank a quart of donkey cum.
What?
And so they had to like guzzle it down. Gulp. They had to drink warm cum from the donkey.
Oh my god!
Told you. Yes! I mean, I can do this.
Yes!
I've seen it all.
The interns are mortified.
We broke Girls Gotta Eat. Like they're tough, they can hang, and they are horrified.
Did you see it come out of his body? I just want it to come out of his
I feel like
body.
there might be part of them that thinks like we put this on as a
Yeah,
gag.
no,
Let's
that
not, we're
happens.
gonna have like throw up 10 minutes in.
All
That's
the
just
time.
what he does.
I just feel like he's
snot
like
rocket.
a
That
weak
was
person.
Huh?
You guys gonna watch it?
He's a weak-minded child. Yeah,
I'm not so grossed out about the puke. I just didn't. I didn't think people did that like
No.
that.
No,
I thought
I'm
they
good,
couldn't
thank
control
you.
themselves.
He does it all
He
the
does it
time.
all of the time.
Yeah.
We had Bobby Kelly the other day. He puked in front of him. He left the room.
Did you puke into a trash can, or are you just on the floor?
Yeah, it was in a trash can.
I thought you were like the
That would be
interns will deal with it.
If you
He
just
throws up on the
puked
floor.
That was a good amount of puke.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's because you just had that big lunch.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. Are you guys trying to talk down
No,
to
this
pigs in a
is-
blanket?
No, I'm not trying to talk
No,
down.
and
I'm
also
sorry.
on a
Wednesday by yourself, yeah, a little bit.
Well, that was my confession.
That's a weird
I've been, no, it's my dinner.
That's a weird dinner.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
a
that's
weird-
weird at all.
Fine dinner.
It's like, all right, once a year at a wedding.
That's why I'm confessing it.
But I don't think
But
that
it's
it's that
fucking
weird.
fire.
Every dinner I've ever had at my parents' house
How
is
is it
snacks
not
like
weird?
that. It's just
Yeah,
full
he's
of
making
snacks.
his own. I
And
don't
at
think
9
that's
p.m. we're
weird.
like, oh, we're kind of hungry. Should we like eat something real? And
Eating
then see what happens.
any
Yeah.
appetizer for dinner is weird.
Well, that's bullshit.
Like I'm gonna have
Fuck you.
I'm gonna have
That's-
17 mini hot dogs for dinner.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Why not?
It's delicious.
Like, what about when you have like
It's bizarre.
quesadillas?
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm gonna think about it.
Well, that is why I confessed it, because I was like, I just had I made them, and then I was like, oh, that was really easy. And actually, what I do is I didn't realize when usually like when my mom makes it or whatever, I didn't realize you're supposed to cut the
You have to
crescent
cut- I
roll
was
in
just
half.
gonna ask
So
you, you
I
gotta
made
cut 'em in
big
half.
ones. So I had like a ton of crescent roll and then a little bit of hot dog, and it was pretty good.
Have you ever made? I did the same exact thing when I was younger and I was making them. I didn't feel like cutting them up once, and we had regular size hot dogs. So
Yeah.
I
Just
made
made
like
big
regular
ones?
size hot
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah, and I put some cheese on the
That's
inside.
great.
Let's go.
fucking-
Now you want
Now
that's
that's
Still
a dinner.
do.
That's
Should you put some Kraft singles in and all of a sudden
But
it's
it's
fine?
fine.
Full-size hot dog.
100% on your side. Yeah, 100% on your side.
It's just-
How many
Are you
times-
walking around
You know how many times I've gone to a restaurant and
you
ordered
want
an
just
appetizer
that?
for dinner?
Well,
that's not
a
fucking
complete-
weird.
We're talking about
That's
weird.
no, it's
not.
Social. Oh, I don't know why. We just are. We're just talking about a different thing. I'm
I
not
don't.
The Jack Daniel's chicken wings, whatever, at Fridays.
Yeah.
Best
I guess
appetizer for dinner.
KFC, do you walk around the apartment with the tray?
He's waiting
Little
by the
cocktail
kitchen door.
napkins, bunch of toothpicks.
I see nothing wrong with it, Kev. You keep doing you.
I'm gonna. Oh,
You
don't
do
get me
it,
wrong.
boo.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna.
weird.
To the good side, bro.
I just
You've never had a massage?
Well, I've had one massage. I hated every second of it.
You do it and you hate it, whatever.
Was it a
He's
man?
audience.
Was it a man or a woman?
Reminds me of my
I didn't
uncle.
either. I've never gotten a happy ending.
So that's why
Have you
you've been
been
molested.
No,
That's the other thing. It was- Sure.
Dude, this guy did this. It
was a guy. That's
it was
the
a
first
guy,
problem.
and which like I don't care
No,
about
that's
the
the
guy.
best.
But it was we were in Portugal, and he just did this thing where he like
Okay, that's weird.
twisted his.
I've never seen that. That's wrong.
He was like
Whatever that is.
Stop doing that.
I hate that.
about a
No one
massage.
wants to say it. That's uncomfortable. What happened to you was wrong. Okay, and it's all right to cry.
You like? And I was like, nah,
No,
really, man. And then, so
Then
me
he
and my
fucked me in the
dad,
ass, and it was crazy.
Me and my dad, my whole family went, right? And then me and my dad had the same guy. So like, it was like different, stages. And my dad, like we were driving home after, it was almost like we're just weirdly silent in the car, and he's like, did he do the belly button thing?
His finishing move. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, what the fuck was that?
Dude, that is not. I feel like I've had like 50 massages in my life. There's no belly button play whatsoever.
Nobody's touched my belly button ever.
Yeah.
It was like he's asking. He's like, did he suck your dick too? I was like, did he do the belly button thing? I'm like, yeah, that was insane. What was that? You like?
No, that.
See, that would weird me out too. I wouldn't do that.
No, I would never
No,
do
you got the
that.
horrible ones.
Yeah, you got for sure assaulted.
It's like one of those things. Did you not realize that was fucked up until right now?
No, I knew as soon as my dad was afraid to ask me if it happened.
Yeah.
I was like, that might have been obscure.
You're being bizarrely quiet during this conversation.
The only way Chris can come is the belly button move.
Bro, I've never gotten a massage, but I was just thinking if they were playing, because I have such an any belly button.
Oh, dude.
My belly button's like a fucking diva cup.
Deepest belly button in the world.
So
Mine literally goes on forever.
You can go base
Yours is
jumping
deeper
inside
than
the
mine.
We had
Holy
we
shit!
had John Cena
Really?
on the podcast, and I swear to God, he almost like risked it all just to fuck this thing. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I'm joined up.
Have you ever?
When Zac Efron fingered your belly
oh yeah,
button,
Zac, yeah, put it like he went like
there's a picture
fucking
of
all
him.
the way through.
They're sitting in the back of like a van.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting bitch, I think. And he's like reaching over to Dan, like fingers
Inside
and his face, he's like,
Yeah. He didn't realize I could feel it at the bottom of my balls.
Dude, I want to drop. I want to drop a fucking.
in fairness, wasn't he on Molly for like 18 months?
Yeah, just everything felt good. Dude, I want to drop a fucking penny down that
Oh
thing.
yeah, I
See how
can put
far it
quarters
goes.
in here. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty large.
Like dating someone's gonna stop that. She's gonna do
Kevin
it.
knows, he
doing
knows
that.
I'm dating somebody because I accidentally sent him a text message.
Okay, let's talk about
Yes,
it.
that I meant to send to the guy that I'm dating.
That's the worst thing that can happen.
We need to unpack it because I need to know did you see it right away and you had to sit on it for 30 minutes? Like, were you like, this is gonna ruin the friendship? Or,
So
like,
what had happened was, not without giving too much information, he was talking to me about a girl and something that was going on, and I was giving him advice, we were talking, and then I sent my man a text, and then I realized that like my man and Kevin, neither of them were texting me back, and I was like, it's so fucking weird that like I sent this like really sweet text and he like texted me back, and what I had sent to him was, I miss you so much, I wish we were snuggling on the couch together. And he just never responded to me.
Okay, now we need your side of the story.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like when I saw that. Like, did I see it? I would not. If I saw that, like, I wouldn't have just been like, I'm not responding. I would have been like, oh, you dumb.
You want to come over?
So yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't try to fuck me.
There was.
He's like, no.
There's no way. So I must have like fallen asleep or put my phone down and then saw it like much later, whatever it was, because I would have been, because that is
on it.
I mean, I would. That to me is like the worst, most like embarrassing thing you can do.
Yeah, but how would you have known that was a mistake? How would you have not known Rayna was shooting her shot?
It could have been. It could have been.
It does sound like shooting my shot.
Yeah.
And it's worse. I wish I would have been like, I wish I could suck your dick. Like, I wish it was like a dirty, hot text that was like, I wish I could ride your cock, but like, instead I was like, I want to snuggle you on the couch. It's more confusing.
Yeah.
He would have known if Rayna was like, I can't wait for like
That
to
would've been
suck
more
the
on
cum out of
brand.
your dick. He would have been like, that's probably a mistake.
That's a Rayna Greenberg original.
No,
okay?
honestly, I feel like the more I would have been like, yeah, that's
a weird way to say blowjob too.
It's a
literal.
It's a dirtier.
That's her line.
That is an original
I
line.
didn't make that. That's her line.
I'm picturing like when a snake bites
use.
you and you gotta suck the venom out of the bite.
I'm picturing it's like when you're really dehydrated and you have one of those fucking weird cum shots. Like,
What?
it's got like a thick cum when you're really dehydrated.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
It's like it's a much more viscous.
Yeah.
I never knew about
I guess I'm like fucking hydrated king. They're using their whatever.
They're gonna have to make a movie about you, right?
Huh?
They gotta make a movie about you.
No.
Being, like the
They'll
family.
make a movie about somebody else.
Like, you know what I mean? The family who's all, fucking powerful and rich and white and buttoned up, and you're just like.
They're like, look at this person who gave up all of her chances to be somebody to go hang out with comics in a basement.
Yeah.
But sick OnlyFans.
But she's got that.
Swipe up.
Yeah, she got that cigarette foot account.
What if I told you could do OnlyFans and do comedy? Like you're just putting up like short bits on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But you
I
have to
wouldn't
be
do-
like subscribe to my OnlyFans.
But it's like
and you're gonna get a
Jenny
shit
played
ton of money.
guitar in Forrest
But
Gump.
it's just bits. It's just bits on OnlyFans?
Yeah, whatever you want it to be, but it's comedy. You don't have to do anything sexual.
Bits and tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's just comedy, I would do it.
Yeah. As a woman, let me ask you this. As a woman.
Here we go.
I'm serious.
It's weird
I
to
wanna
hear
fucking
you
ask
start a sentence like that.
As a woman, first of all, I believe all women. As a woman. No, I just want to say that. No, but seriously, as a woman, do you think like prostitution not being legal is a knock against feminism? It's like, why? Especially now, could you imagine it was completely legal? I'm not saying you want to do this, but like females would want to go out there and they could make thousands of dollars a week to have sex with lonely guys, but you legally can't do that. Isn't that anti-feminist? If we're just having a discussion that nobody asks about?
I don't know. Why do I have
with you, by the way.
You know what I mean? I got a daughter.
I think if you want to do it, you should be able to do it.
Just fucking do it.
Like everything else in the world, legalize it, regulate it, make it safe, make money.
What's
and
the
let people
issue?
live.
Yeah, but I do. But here's the thing: is I think that prostitutes are literally the
That's probably the
stand-up
problem.
comics of that world. Like they could just stay at home and sell their pussy online and not touch anybody.
But why is
So
that
you
illegal?
can do it, but you're an idiot because you're living in the past.
There's some road dog prostitutes that are
Yeah.
Dude, I just call them
Yes.
their way up to
Yeah,
the
they're like, I like to be in there. I like to be in the trenches.
A little prosty. So you're saying that like good old-fashioned hookers are just like your old hat. You guys are done. You're living in the
No, they're the
Yeah,
stand-up
they're like old
comics.
Broadway actors.
Yeah, right.
OnlyFans
That's what he's
and
describing.
or the
You got
podcast.
it should
idiots
be
on
legal.
stage. The prostitutes were on the corner sucking dick in the car.
Yeah.
Are the idiots doing comedy for the fucking horns?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think they should
Yeah.
be.
In the
I think
future.
everyone should be allowed to do it, but I just think if you're out there like hauling your shit around in a fucking RAV4, you're an idiot.
I had an uncle who told me when I was young, he's like, yeah, I bite my toenails off. And to this day, it's astounded me. I don't know what it means.
Oh, I can do that.
Listen, I've gotten in
I
there.
can bite my toenails. No doubt.
I don't do
That's
it.
kind of his away from the. He
But
could
I'm
say he
good.
could suck his own.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Wow! Somebody does yoga.
Wow.
It's a weird thing. My body is a fucking disaster.
Can you put it behind
No,
you?
I can't do that. I'm trying.
I did not think you could do that.
I know.
I've seen you do things. That's not.
I don't think I can get
You
like.
can't get to like above your waist. I don't think.
I'm gonna have to use the
I
wall
can't
for
do
help, but
No, you can't use
No,
it.
you're look at how you're built.
The rules of toenail biting.
Yeah, you like that? No, it's my one
I can't get
Yeah.
to my fucking waist.
Buddy, I'm in here. I'm fucking right in here.
No, I
I'm
can't.
right in. Oh yeah, I'm right in. I can get in here. Are you crazy?
Learn something new about yourself.
I mean, Rosebud's just like talking.
I mean,
Whose leg is that? That's crazy.
get it fucking fans only page.
Listen, you can do
Just do that.
All right, I'm just gonna do stretches on my
Yeah. Seriously, you'll
Yeah.
make 20 grand a month.
What should I name it?
Rosebud stretches.
Okay, great. That's it. I'm starting it. I'm gonna start it when I get home.
I'm not even kidding.
I thought you were yelling at Sean.
They're gonna pour money into this.
I'm pissed because I spent 5 years trying to come up with an act and now I'm stretching
Dude, it's out the
online.
window, man. It's out the window. Forget
That's the
about
one
it.
thing I do like about like there's a lot of stand-up comics who are still clinging to like, nah, if I just do some of these park shows, it's coming back next week, and they're like, stand-up will never go away. It's like, stand-up didn't exist 100 years ago. Stand-up didn't exist 70 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? Why would
It's like a blip on the radar. People aren't even gonna remember stand-up because it's fucking dead.
that's hurtful, but yes,
we are
I
a
agree.
thin layer of electricity away from the screaming crazy person in Port Authority.
yeah,
That's only
that's it.
some of the shows.
That's
Some
it.
of the shows we just are that guy.
You
in
were
the
saying
park.
the Central Park shows is just like you're a ranting, raving lunatic.
People are
No
no
microphone. It's actually when you see it's like the addiction that a lot of us had when they're like out there in the park yelling with no microphone. It's like It's like, what? Are we clinically insane?
Yeah.
It's just showing the mental illness now. It's highlighting.
It also shows what sheep people are that just walk by and also congregate into the area. They have no idea what's going on, whether it's entertaining or not, but they're like, somebody shouting, others looking, I'm in.
It is easy. Like, I'll go to it. Like a moth to a light. I'm like, a little bit saying something?
Oh yeah, like the social experiments where there's just a line and then people just stand on the back of the line because they're like, must be important.
Have you ever seen that fucking show on The Push?
Oh yes, I saw that.
It's a Netflix show where they convince people to murder somebody
and cover up a
They
murder.
try to see if they can cover up a murder.
And they cover
It's,
up
wait, it's like a reality for realsy show.
Yes. And I think they did it like 1,000 times.
It was a documentary.
And these are like
Yeah.
the 2 times it worked.
So it's
but
what this guy does is like he has this person, he programs them to like come to this party and they find a dead body and then they like murder the only other person who thought they did it, and just by pushing them off of the ledge of a roof.
Right.
And that person is tied up. So they just kind of live.
But there's so much.
But there are people who just go up and they're like, fuck it, I gotta kill the guy. And they push him off. And the guy swings and then just
Do they go to jail for attempted murder?
No, it's because they just are basically like, hey, you're a piece of shit. You would have killed somebody tonight. And they're like, oh,
can't like a court of law be like, yeah, but it's still attempted murder?
But that's
it's
the
like
thing.
no stakes to catch a predator.
They do so
honestly,
much.
The way that, like, some of the people in on it were like, yo, you are now an accessory to this. Like, you're a part of it, whether you like it or not. So what are we going to do? I'd probably be like,
it's really the way it takes place over like the whole night. So it's little things like, you know, it'd be like, Rosebud, quick, pick up that drink, and you're like, okay, and because they're like, help me out, like they look busy, so then they're like training you to like subconsciously listen to their commands. It's fucking creepy.
It's wild.
But I would do it. Yeah, you would.
I don't think so. You get socially dominated.
I know, that's what I mean. I'd jump somebody
just go
within 8 seconds.
You're like, no, that's the wrong guy.
Yeah, and just like, oh, someone actually did the push.
Yeah, multiple people did it.
I thought it was like they witnessed it, but they actually had people like
they had people try and run.
Because the one guy, the guy who they need to push is like, I'm gonna call the cops after I smoke a cigarette on this ledge of the roof. And they're like, now's the chance. I'm like, it's crazy.
Sean, you'd push him and you'd be like, holy shit, he's on a rope. We gotta cut this rope.
That's the one part about it that doesn't make sense to me. If you commit to committing a murder and you shove someone off a roof, you're gonna look for the splat. You gotta look for the splat. They all do this and then go, oh, and run away. No,
they're like to find the people to do the show. They would have them like come in. There was like a long process, and they'd have them come in and like fill out forms, and then there would be 8 actors there with them, and like the 8 actors would stand up in the middle of filling out the form. And then they would see if the guy would stand up too. And like, I'd stand up in a heartbeat. Yeah. If I'm sitting with 7 people.
I really want to stand up.
I really have a feeling that I would not. I really have a feeling that I would just look around and be like, why is everybody standing up? I kind of think
the same
then you'd be out.
I would just start sucking cock.
Honestly, you just start unzipping them pants.
They stand up, you get down. This is what
They're like, get this guy the fuck out. We don't know what show.
35 minutes in before Chris started talking about sucking dick, like, I would have taken the over.
Chris is like, I can fill a blow bag by like 10 minutes in.
The only reason why is because I did like 3 podcasts today, so I did all this cock sucking things. It's just in a different thing, but I'll let him.
I mean, even when I was doing Rosebud, was on the show.
If you want.
Whatever you want me to do. I'll do whatever Chris you want.
Who's gonna suck
Yeah, dude. Yes, whatever you need.
Or which dick Chris would be sucking when we were talking about the panel here?
I don't know. My brain went out, and then I came back into consciousness when you were like, "Who's gonna suck Chris's dick?"
Rosebud.
What happened?
Again, only.
I was like, "What happened in the conversation that we got from?"
What it is.
What the fuck?
What are you gonna do?
I thought Chris was sucking all your dicks.
You know he wants to.
Dude, as long as you're
No, he
circumcised.
fucking wants to.
As long as you're circumcised.
I'm not fucking doing
I'm
anything
not
on
pushing
circs.
anything back.
I'm trying to do a
Not
fucking
today's world.
reverse magic trick.
Too many extra places for Corona to hide.
Roll up your own sleeves.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.